Biggest move yet to get people who are homeless into an organized temporary shelter site. By the end of this month, the first residents are set to move into this camp in the Clinton Triangle area of Southeast Portland. And tonight, neighbors got a chance to ask questions about how those running the site will also look out for the neighborhood. Our Alma McCarty was there. So Alma, what'd you take away?
Well, David, overall, it was a pretty positive and hopeful reception this evening. Of course, there were still plenty of questions about safety in and out of the camp and how the community surrounding Clinton Triangle will engage with their new neighbors.
It's nearly time for Portland's first large-scale temporary shelter site to open. Construction almost complete. When it's finished, approximately 180 people will fill the camp on Southeast Gideon Street.
I'm seeing the pods as I speak being put in place.
Some neighbors, like Jerry Andrus, who lives just blocks from the shelter site, say they're eager for it to open.
I'm very relieved. I'm glad it's action. It's the city taking action.
Urban Alchemy, chosen by the city to run the site, held a meeting Thursday evening, taking questions from those who are still a bit skeptical. They raised concerns about general safety around the site, along with questions about guns and drugs inside the camp.
We're always glad to have the opportunity to talk to our neighbors, to hear their concerns.
Kirkpatrick Tyler with Urban Alchemy explained that this is a low-barrier site, and although drugs and weapons aren't allowed on the property, possession by residents won't automatically get them thrown out.
The only thing that can get you kicked out of housing is if you make a serious threat of violence or if you commit an act of violence on a fellow resident or a staff member.
They're approaching this from a standpoint of making sure that people are provided housing in this facility first, and that they're approached with an attitude that makes it possible for them to want to be in the facility.
John Karabaic, chair of the Brooklyn Action Corps, a neighborhood group, believes Urban Alchemy and city staff addressed most of their lingering questions.
Our opinion in the BAC has always been a housing first policy would be most appropriate. We know this is not a housing first policy, but we also know that we want to make sure that our elected officials have a chance to prove that it'll work.
Both the city and Urban Alchemy hoping these neighbors will give the site a chance and see the value in its mission.
We're not bringing a problem, and if you can see past the idea that we're bringing a problem, you can see that we are here to offer solutions and support for an existing challenge.
They want the community to be involved, and that's how we rebuild this city, and I'm optimistic.
Now, the duration of the program will be dependent upon the success, according to the city. They have a one-year contract with Urban Alchemy, which is renewable. No set date yet on when the site will open. We will have more details, of course, up on KGW.com.
That's
David?
good to hear some optimism there. Alma McCarty reporting. Thanks, Alma.